Hey folks, it is February 6th, 2019, 12 p.m. exactly. I did not time that, it just happened. Did you watch the SOTU last night? The State of the Union? I did, because I kind of have to, kind of with the whole job thingy. And usually when these kind of things happen, it's kind of hard to pick and choose which spot you want, which shot you want to take, because it's like, okay, I get one shot. Where do I want to like land this punch? There's Trump being applauded by all the women in white, and him not understanding why they were applauding, him not getting it. There was the FU clap, the golf clap that Nancy Pelosi gave Trump, which was really awesome. He probably didn't really get that one either. There was all the lies. Bunches of lies. There's a whole slew of lies. Hey, I'm making today's video a little bit early. Did I not get the date yet? I'm sorry. No, yes, I did do that. Sorry, I'm kind of tired. We'll get to this in a second. I started this cartoon pretty late because I had to stay up late to watch the State of the Union, to watch all the responses, the official response, and all the talking heads on TV. And it wasn't the worst speech he's ever given, but still I stayed up late. And so I went to sleep about midnight, and I woke up at 4:30. I was like, oh my god, I slept so long. And I had to get to work, but I really wasn't sure yet which cartoon I was going to do. But I went with this one. That's the one thing that did occur to me was his Nixon moment, whenever he like encouraged them to stop investigating him. Because he knows this Congress is going to investigate the hell out of him. I mean, Trump's campaign is being investigated. His administration is being investigated. His organization is being investigated. His charity is being investigated. His inaugural committee is being investigated. Basically, these are people that just did a whole bunch of illegal shit, and they're thinking, they didn't even try to hide that much because they're like, well, we can just get away with it, you know, because we're special. We're all like Ivanka. We're special. Nobody can touch us. We are with Trump now. We can do illegal things, and it's not illegal. How dare you ask us? He knows, and he talks about pointless investigations, like, you know, the Republicans did with Benghazi and stuff, and emails and everything. So he says, like, government can't work if he's being investigated. Because, again, he thinks he's bigger than anything else in the world. He thinks he is the government. In a way, he is, but I guess what, the government was here before him, we'd be here after him, probably. I mean, if anybody was capable of destroying it, it's Donald Trump. But, yeah, his whole Nixon thing, you know, government doesn't work that way when you're investigating legislation. Can't happen if there are wars, investigations, wars. You know, government has run before, you know, when we've been at war. I'm not advocating us to go to war, and I don't even know what the hell he was talking about. Wars. Maybe he meant whores. I don't know. He's an idiot. Sorry, people. I'm an idiot. And I kind of I live tweeted the thing. There's no way I could like do a live cartoon blog of the State of the Union because it just happens too fast. You know, it's like an hour and a half, which is like the most Trump has worked all month. With all his executive time. I actually have one other idea from the State of the Union that I want to do, but I don't know if I'll get to it. But I might try that tonight, and I might squeeze out a bonus cartoon, but I'm not sure yet. I was going to wait till later to make this video, but I think I have enough comments on the last one. This is episode 270. I did say it's February 6th, right? It's Wednesday, 2019, 12:05 p.m. Oh crap, 5 minutes now. Let's go do the shoutouts. President Oso gave a comment. Thank you for saying it's a great cartoon. Thank you. And we talked about Troll Free Tuesday. Still no trolls today. All right. And Ariel loves Troll Free Tuesday. Yeah, come visit my blog on Facebook. And his other cartoonists, his wannabes on there telling me that I don't have any talent. You have no talent. And I love it when they do that. Oh, now we're talking about dogs and cats again. Dogs don't behave like cats for a very good innate reason. Humans bred dogs from their wild ancestors to be domesticated animals. Cats just showed up, were good at keeping mice out of the grain stores, and people gave them extra food. So cats are as they were in the wild, only the domesticated ones like humans. It doesn't make dogs better than cats. Merely kept around for a different purpose and engineered and designed to fit humanity. But we all got one else. I read this stuff faster. Arrow, hey, if we call you cartoon strips, you might be able to join the super secret stripper club I was telling you about because I'm terrible at secrets. Plus, it's imaginary. They have found you a loophole. I don't want to hear about all the holes in your stripper club. And Arrow wants a Crazy Cat Lady song. I have not written a song in a long time. And I actually love the Smelly Cat song. Ain't no friend to those with noses. Alright. And Arrow says noticed drawing more cats lately. It's because the situations that have popped up is like been more suitable for a cat. I mean, dogs look out windows. Usually they're standing up, but cats sit on windows. So, you know, the last one just worked better for a cat. It did. So now we're talking about sluts, huh? You know, I always say a slut is someone who has sex because they enjoy it, and a whore is someone who has sex for money. Listening to you, I'm learning that I'm a copy editor slut. I kind of like that. But I would never use that word toward you or the other one. And yes, I understand the difference between a slut and a whore, and they're not all female. Usually guys are worse at that. You know, I like using the word whore for not for the sex people who sell sex, but people who sell themselves. Like in business and stuff, and cop out and sell out and stuff. You know, like Nickelback, a bunch of whores. All right, tell the truth. You just cloned Laura to get your second cartoon copy editor, Laura, didn't you? Well, it would help with names, but both of those Lauras read the paper long before I were, so they're both really good friends. I can't account it with the last cartoon. 2 angry white men, 1 car, 23 bricks, 17 unhappy people. And I think you meant cat instead of car. And she wants me, instead of a Yankee fan, wants me to draw a Raiders fan for her. I will keep that in mind if I don't forget. I will try to squeeze in a Raider fan. And Robert Cotino says Schaefer is the one beer to have when you're having more than one. Translation, drink this terrible stuff and it really doesn't matter how terrible it is, you're just planning to get sloshed. That's what stuff like Milwaukee Best is for in PBR, isn't it? I've never heard of Schaefer, or if I have, I've forgotten about it. I don't think I've ever had one. No. And then we talked about Robert Cotino's decided that nothing Trump says matters, only what he does. Do you know what they call people who cannot relate to others, such as those who don't care about BLM concerns? Psychopaths. I kind of like that, and I might steal that in the future, Mr. Cotino. Yeah, I do like that. I think it's pretty accurate, too. If you don't have empathy, you kind of are a psychopath, you know? I mean, you gotta like empathy to be a murderer, huh? Or somebody who hurts people. I think my 335 is a bit out of tune. I gotta restring on these guitars. I've been putting it off for months. If I was still gigging, I'd be like restringing them every few weeks. With this crowd scene, I simplified it. It's not like my others. There's not as much detail, and it didn't need detail. And if anything, the detail would have hurt it because then people would have been focusing on them. I want to have them, you know, off in the distance because you don't really notice that much detail in the distance. So they're all out there. I did go back and kind of whited out the eyes a bit and the teeth, but I kind of used a low gray for that. A light gray, low gray, light gray, instead of like white. I didn't want it to be too white and have the white popping out too much. So I want all the flesh tones be coming out, doing things. I kind of like the way it turned out. You know what? I haven't even stopped to look at this cartoon very long yet. Usually I stare at them for a few minutes, but I haven't really looked at this one that much after doing it, which I know sounds weird. But when I just briefly look at it, I like the way it looks. It just kind of appeals to me. But I might have been unfair with that cartoon or inaccurate because I probably gave him a bigger crowd than he could ever actually draw. Thanks for coming by. Sorry if I sound tired. I am tired. Leave a comment and you will get your very own shout out, your personal shout out. And click the red button and subscribe and come back later.